Exactly. Should we all be wearing gloves? Should we all be wearing gloves? Order. Go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a moment of silence, please. Roll call, Andrew?
Council President Chamberlain?
Present.
Counselor Griggs?
Here.
Counselor Schneider?
Here.
Counselor Stickley?
Here.
Counselor Jeff Steritz?
Here.
Counselor Scott Steritz?
Here.
We have all members present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Council has had time to receive and go over the prior meeting's minutes.
I would make a motion to accept the minutes as printed, Mayor.
Second.
Motion to approve the prior meeting's minutes moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Schneider. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Let's see. We didn't have anybody wishing to come in to address council today. We do have one committee report, personnel.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The Personnel Committee met on February 15th. All committee members were present, myself, Councilman Schneider, and Councilman Scott Steritz. Also in attendance were Tom McWaters, Jamie Jagier, Sarah Wheeler, Mayor Huner, Chief Sluter, and our clerk, Andrea Gerken. The meeting started at 5 o'clock, I think. Wasn't it about that time, or was it in the 5:30-ish?
It was after this meeting.
It would be at.
Yeah, at
council.
5:30.
I thought it was, yeah, 5:25.
And the committee meeting adjourned at 6:44. So during that little over hour meeting, we covered a lot of territory. The issues before the committee were brought to us by our human resource employee, Sarah Wheeler. She wanted to clean up some job descriptions within the city. I'm not going to take time, Mayor, and read the minutes.
Okay.
There is quite a bit there, but some of that discussion did revolve around changing and pay scales for various positions within the city. That did cause some concern, at least from my perspective, with our revenues continuing to go down and our cost of business continuing to go up. But our finance director didn't seem all that bothered by the idea. And I think I remember saying, I won't panic until you do, to Jamie Jagier. So, and then just some housekeeping items. One thing that we did not tackle within our recommendation was the changes proposed to the clerk of council position. Just not feeling comfortable with the proposals. We tabled that topic for a later day. In fact, Mayor, we're scheduled to meet again on March 9 at 12 o'clock to tackle that subject. So hopefully council members have had a chance to read the minutes from that meeting. But there's a lot there, a lot of housekeeping things that I think Sarah Wheeler felt was needed for some time now. So that's I guess the best I can do without reading the entire document.
Okay, so the motion is to move forward then to make exceptions, except for item number 2?
Well, tonight, from Thursday morning, the idea was to remove this item from the agenda entirely, and then I believe our law director chimed in and said that we probably should go ahead and read the report in, and then maybe council could entertain a motion to table the topic for a later day.
The whole thing?
The whole thing, right?
Yeah, because that's what I was under the impression.
Right. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to table it.
Thank you. I'll second the idea.
Motion to table the Personnel Committee recommendation to accept the recommended updates to the job descriptions presented, except item 2, Clerk of Council Administrative Assistant to the Assistant Director to the Director of Public Service, excuse me, moved by Councilor Jeff Steers and seconded by Council President Chamberlain. Is there any discussion? Councilor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Grace?
Yes.
Councilor Scott Steers?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays. Motion to table carries.
Thanks, Mayor.
Yes, and you said you had another meeting coming up on this to
Yep.
review?
Yep,
Okay.
March 9th.
March 9th. All righty, great. Okay, moving on. Department head reports. Let's see. We have really nothing underneath, but yet, I think it's under, I gotta turn my page over here. Yes, new business. Chief Chittenden will have a report on the JAG grant for us to make a motion on. So I guess under this report, Chief, do you have anything you want to say before they would go ahead and move on this?
The JAG grant we got this year will be for the replacement of 7 new portable radios. We were able to get that. It's $9,000 whatever dollars for the grant, and our match is 25%, so it's $3,100 for the city's side of it.
Anybody have any questions? Before we move on to that new business?
Just, I'm curious, Chief, what's our vendor for that? Who do we buy from?
Then when we're going from Kenwood Radios, it'll be, I would have to double check on the name of the vendor. It was out of, out of Salina. RG Communications. They're the same ones that the fire department purchased their portable radios from.
All right. In my professional life, I'm thinking about updating my radios as well, so I might reach out to get that contact information from you. So.
No problem. I got his card in my office, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
He just wants to listen to you guys on the radio. All righty, great, thank you. Let's see, so after that, we'll discuss our department head, our annual report, and we have our department heads here, so we'll save that for then. Moving into first reading of legislation, we have Resolution 2021-5. It's a resolution approving the solid waste management plan update for the joint solid waste management district of Defiance, Fulton, Paulding, and Williams counties. We need a motion to put this on first reading.
I would make that motion.
I'll second it.
Is this something that we talked about?
Committee of the whole, I think,
Yeah. Yes.
Wasn't it a new number? 2021-5, wasn't that an unused number at the time of committee of the whole?
Yes, and
Yeah.
That's what he was using it for.
I told you that I had legislation that was coming up for that committee of the whole for this joint solid waste district. It's something that's done every 5 years to update the plan. And we have to have approval by at least 60% of the jurisdictions within the 4-county area within 90 days of the draft being presented. So that's why we've got enough time to actually do it on 3 reads in case someone would actually want to read the 170-page document that I have.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I think I got that email last week. It came in that stating that it needed to be presented. You get a motion for that?
There it is.
I made a motion.
Did you? Sorry, Harold, I didn't hear
Scott
you.
seconded.
Yep. All right, motion to place resolution 2021-5 on first reading, moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Councilor Scott Stieretz. Is there any discussion?
I have one discussion. So is this over the solid waste treatment plant area, or what are you talking about?
This is for waste management for both residential, commercial, as well as recycling for that 4-county area, the entire comprehensive plan.
We're talking trash pickup?
Trash pickup, everything from leaves and brush all the way up to industrial waste.
Okay. Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz.
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz.
Yes.
Counselor Griggs.
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain.
Yes.
Counselor Schneider.
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
We have a few things under our second reading. Ordinance 2021-2, an ordinance to amend Exhibit B of Section 929 and Section 933.02A1 of the codified ordinances to increase the water and sewer rates by 6% effective April 1st, 2021.
Second reading.
Second.
Motion to place ordinance 2021-2 on second reading moved by Council President Chamberlain, seconded by Counselor Jeff Stieretz. Is there any discussion? Council President Chamberlain.
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz.
Yes.
Counselor Schneider.
Yes.
Counselor Stickley.
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz.
No.
5 yeas, 1 nay, motion carries.
Ordinance 2021-3.
me.
Oh.
You forgot.
Oh, I'm sorry, Counselor Griggs. Are you gonna
Yes.
say yes? Thank you. My bad.
I didn't break
Did
you.
you feel out? Just out of place there. Sorry about that.
I'll lean back so she can see you the next time.
I didn't even look.
Ordinance 2021-3 is an ordinance to amend codified ordinance, I just read, no. Sorry, now you got me upset, switched around. 933B to increase the restoration fee after services is disconnected due to non-payment to $50 and to add a $100 restoration fee for service restored during non-business hours.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to place ordinance 2021-3 on second reading moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Is there any discussion? Counselor Schneider.
Yes.
Counselor Stickley.
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz.
Yeah.
Council President Chamberlain.
Yes.
Counselor Griggs.
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz.
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 2021-4 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Sudsina and Associates to serve as an advisor for debt offerings and other financings. Sorry about that. That's a bad read.
Second reading.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-4 on second reading moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Jeff Stieretz. Is there any discussion? Council President Chamberlain.
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz.
Yes.
Counselor Griggs.
Yes.
Counselor Schneider.
Yes.
Counselor Stickley.
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz.
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you. We have nothing under third reading or legislation. Under new business, everybody got the mayor's 2020 year-end report. And I did ask council to come for any questions. I don't know if you guys, it's a lot of reading, I think 52 pages. If you have any questions for the report. The only thing I wanted to state in here at the beginning of the year-end report, more or less, is I want to thank all the city employees for everything that they had to do during the pandemic. This was quite a horrific year for not only this city, but the state and our nation. So with that being said, I really do feel that the 20% on the budget cuts right at the beginning of the year was kind of a slam for our department heads, but yet they persevered and did so. And also the employees who had to step up when other employees were not able to come into work. Not only just here, but all over, and for our citizens for taking that time when the city was shut down, the building, that they got on their computers and worked around and did the effort to make sure that the city could keep going. So thank everyone for that. And if anyone needs to entertain any questions to the department heads over the report, this is the time to do so. I want to thank all the department heads. You guys always bring in such colorful reports with our pictures. Any questions on the report?
Who created the coronavirus grant, the coronavirus relief fund as of March 1, 2021, that page? Is that you, Jamie, or?
Yeah.
That's thanks for doing that. I know we asked for that. It does spell out where I mean, nearly over $500,000 of relief fund is what we received, is that right? Yeah, and it does spell out where those monies went, so thank you for doing that.
I think it was all very well put together, Mayor.
I think they do a good job at
Yes.
trying to, I like all of the information. Do you have a
Will we
question?
be getting more COVID money? Like,
Not at this time.
I mean, that next round where they were dishing it out?
I'm not aware of anything coming through.
Okay.
I don't think the county has come forward with anything that they've been told either. Any other questions?
And Mayor, I think we received this right before the meeting tonight, is that right? Or was it sent to us?
No,
by
it was
email?
sent in your
Okay.
package.
Okay.
It was sent on Friday or Thursday. Yeah, there were 2 items underneath the council packet, and that one was within that.
I'm sure as council members consume the report, if they have any questions, they can follow up with department heads at a later time.
Absolutely,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Do we have any plans to get anything else for the pool? Are we gonna make the concession stand bigger?
Oh, that was in the budget, yes.
Okay.
That was in
We've
the
got
budget.
plans at Wood County, we're just waiting for approval. Public Works will be doing the majority of it. What we can do, what we have to farm out because of required licenses and permits such as electrical and plumbing, we will be subcontracting that.
I guess, if you don't, I mean, if we're still able to ask questions, if I just could maybe hear from each department head, I know you have a report here, but just maybe share a highlight from 2020 that, you know, that you would like to share or highlight within your report. I don't know if that's.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Let's start, Jamie, we'll start with you. We always start at the other end.
I'm scrolling back up to my report. So one thing to point out is that the income tax revenue obviously was down for the year. We were down about 4%. But like you said, we received that $500,000 of relief funds, so that really helped our expenses in that area and allowed us to help the building to become a little bit more contactless due to the virus. Also, the BWC funding also helped us tremendously. We got that $300,000 plus in December that helped our general fund immensely at that time, and it's continuing to carry over to 2021 and helping our expenses in that aspect. I have to thank my department for being so flexible during our quarantine and being able to still take care of our water customers. We did not shut anybody's water off after the virus started until January. So that was the first that we had started shutting water off. So we were very lenient in that aspect. We were able to continue paying everybody's payroll through the whole pandemic and continue to just get the job done down there. So
Right.
I have to really thank the support of my office.
Keith?
Well, I've got to put a shout out to all my, all 3, actually 4 departments. They all stepped up. Public Works went on separate shifts and separated into 2 different shifts for the first 6 weeks. Water and wastewater, they continue to work as needed but kept themselves isolated because we only have 4 operators in the wastewater plant and 5 in the water plant, and they don't grow on trees. You have to have a license to operate those, and without them, we wouldn't have had water or water reclamation taken care of. We were able to keep the pool open. We actually sold more passes this last year than we did the year before, even with the reduced number of people allowed in the pool. The pool staff did a phenomenal job keeping it clean, taking care of things, making sure that they kept the the pool operational and up and running. And just an overall great job that the staff had did throughout the year, making sure that the city's needs were met even when they had to do it on a skeleton crew.
Yeah, we'll start off, my department did a great job at taking the precautions. We never really had a large rash of people out due to any sort of sickness. You know, we kept our cases very minimal in the department, which that's hard to do in the public safety line of work. You know, we're out in meeting all these people, responding to calls, doing all those things. So the fact that we were able to go through without losing, you know, more than 1 or 2 people at a time was really helpful, and it really helped us be able to get through all of that. I definitely want to give a big shout out to some of my part-time dispatchers, especially Jan Troff, Ashley Morey, and Pam Moody. They really stepped up in cleaning. You know, we don't have necessarily a cleaning crew that comes in and cleans our department, and they were coming out and they were working, you know, twice a day. We were cleaning our office at the beginning of this, you know, scrubbing, bleaching, cleaning everything out. I think that helped keep our staff and everybody safe and away from the sickness as much as possible. As far as our services, you know, the curfew and the stay-at-home orders really knocked down a lot of our numbers as far as traffic stops and crashes in response to that. But my guys and girls really stepped up in keeping busy, and actually we increased our calls for service numbers by a lot by doing much more property patrols. You know, midnights they were out checking doors, making sure all the businesses were safe and secure, really keeping a good eye on the city. And yeah, our crime numbers might be down, but we definitely kept busy by being around and just checking everything in the city. So.
Have you seen those numbers start to rise now that they're starting to open up?
Well, being winter, not quite so much, but definitely the crashes have increased. Those have definitely coming up, and things going back to normal. Now with the curfew lifted, we haven't really noticed anything as far as the late night stuff yet, but I'm sure it will be be back to normal.
Law enforcement then able to get a vaccination if they want to get it?
And actually, just the governor just announced today the 1C phase is open for law enforcement. So I have not heard if our health department is on that same phase, but I know the governor just announced it out today.
That's good. Okay. Ms. Luter?
Along the same lines as the rest of the department heads, the fire department employees really stepped up, took all the EMS calls in stride that came about, all the changes on a daily basis that came about, and everybody did a really good job. You can see by the annual report numbers, we're down about 300 calls last year. When things hit in March, people stopped going to the hospital, stopped going doing their normal things. Traffic crashes reduced, injuries reduced, factories weren't working. So naturally, our call numbers went down. Those have rebounded, and we're back on track of our normal call volume today, or right now as of this year so far, everything's back up. Also in there is a report from our Med account. That's strictly the financials from the interfacility transfer squad. So you can, if you have any questions about those, some of those numbers can get confusing. So you feel free to stop by and ask me about them if you have any questions about them. Other than that, stepped up on the vaccinations. Our guys have been helping with the vaccination process at the fairgrounds over the last month or so here. It's been going really well. It's a very organized system the county has put together, and so they've sort of enjoyed doing it. It's going well for our community out there.
It's good outreach to the community. I think the only thing up in your department would be the use of the washer and dryer.
Yeah, right. So between having to launder uniforms between every call where there's an exposure, yeah, our washer and dryer has got its work out this year. So.
Yes. Any questions? No? Thank you for asking. Okay, let's move on then. Next, we have to get a motion to accept the Justice Assistant Grant in the amount of $9,302.58 for the purchase of 7 new portable radios for the Wauseon Police Department.
I'd make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion to accept the Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $9,302.58 for the purchase of 7 new portable radios for the Wauseon Police Department, moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Griggs. Is there any discussion? Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, this is all I'm aware of under new business. Does anyone else on council have any new business to bring forward? Okay, under old business. All right, well, you're gonna get out by 6. I need a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion to approve and pay the bills is presented, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Is there any discussion? Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
All we need is a motion for adjournment, please.
I'll make that.
Second it.
Motion to adjourn moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Griggs. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
You hear that?